All right, welcome into the Ryan Ripken Show. Happy Thursday. It's almost the weekend here, and you're probably wondering where the hell we are.
Doesn't look like the studio today.
Doesn't look like the studio. I don't see the Papa shot anywhere, Zach, but guess what? We are live from Alliance Material Handling, LLC, but Alliance Material Handling right here in Jessup, Maryland, and we got a lot of things planned here today, and specifically for them, they're celebrating their 70 years, and if you're wondering what Alliance is, we're going to have associates with the group here to come on and talk about what they are about. And also,
we're in a war zone. I did not realize we were entering a war. There are Nerf guns everywhere. We were handed silly string, and we were told that we needed defense mechanisms. So we are, we'll see what happens. I think this is going to be very interesting show. Stack, I was saying the same thing. Apparently, you can get forklift certified in a singular day, and I'm coming back to do that one time.
And so we're going to talk about all that and more when we have our guests join us later. And specifically, though, they have 30 fundamentals. And one of the fundamentals, though, is about having fun. Now, I'm really curious because apparently a lot of random attacks here. You might see a wild Rocco DeSangro. He's around here, too. But I know who we're going to see later, Zach.
Yeah.
Former Orioles legend, not former Orioles legend. He's always going to be a legend, but former Baltimore Oriole. The B, Al Bumbry, is going to join us here. He's got some stories to tell, and he can talk about struggles, hardships, and maybe what he sees with these teams. And I'll tell you what, though, one of the best storytellers. Al's got a ton of them. We are going to talk about, though, what kind of happened last night, Zach. We know the Orioles, we're going to have a little bit of a watch-along as well. They play the Twins at 110, trying to avoid a 3-game sweep by the Twinkies. They need the game. They need to win a lot more games here. And we had Mike Elias on yesterday. That interview is out now. We'll get into all of that and so much more here. But before we get going, we appreciate our new channel member, John.
Appreciate you, John.
Welcome to the group, John. We appreciate that. And all of the subscriptions really help us continue to grow. We are about our community here. This is why I'm excited about being here at Alliance, because this group is trying to make a difference, not just for who they could be impacting, but for the people here that want opportunities, chances. And if you want to work and you don't really have maybe the qualifications, well, they're going to help you get on your feet and continue to go where you want to go. But I'm going to do it a disservice if I try to explain it now.
Yeah.
That we even got our hot dogs for the game here. You guys can guess which one is mine.
There's one plain, one mustard. It helps you. I got my head on a swivel right now.
I do too, and I'm afraid to get into the first note here for us. Oh my goodness, wheelie on a forklift. We might be driving some things around today. Maybe not a forklift, by the way. And Foul Ball Talk, appreciate you as always here. You can hear them. Like, I'm afraid. Like, are we gonna get hit right now?
No, I think we're good. We're all good.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it carefully. I'm watching it closely. But you know what I watched closely yesterday, Zach?
What's that?
Was the Baltimore Orioles. And since we are on this subject, I tweeted this out last night. I was really intrigued and fascinated with Charlie Morton's post-game presser. And a lot of people going, well, it's nice and all, but, you know, he's not pitching well. It's not about that right now. Of course, it's the obvious thing. You got to pitch well. But I want you to listen, because in a press conference after a game, you want players to be raw, organic, and truthful through and through, and it's not a facade. Well, guess what? Charlie Morton delivered on that. So I want to play part of that clip. I'll pull it up right now, and then we're going to talk about it on the other side.
My curve wasn't spinning, and my changeup wasn't sinking and running, and my cutter wasn't consistent, and it would be way easier just to go, you know what, I don't have it anymore. I just don't have the physical talent to do it anymore, but the problem is I do. There's just the outcomes, and the results are so bad that there'll be times just randomly in the day, I'll think about it. I'll think about like how poorly I've pitched, and I'll think about how bad the results are. And honestly, it feels like it's almost like shocking to me, because I have I have the experience, I have knowledge. I still think that I still physically have the tools to be a halfway decent pitcher. Maybe I'm not the same guy that, you know, did what I did when I was, I mean, I had one of my best seasons when I was 37 years old. But I still think that I have the physical ability to go out there and be a halfway decent pitcher. I know that like might sound crazy, but like not too long ago, I actually had a decent year, you know, and so it's really hard for me to think that there's not a possibility that I just go out there and I just have like a decent stretch or a decent year. So when I wake up and I think about, man, how poorly this has gone, it's honestly like, sometimes I don't know really how to process it other than trying to be honest and rational with myself. And just like tonight, you know, base hit on a 1-1 changeup. That was a halfway decent pitch. He went with it, did a good job. Clemens was just a bad at bat. That's a walk. And then curveball that didn't do anything. You know, and it's like 3 hitters right there. If it's like, maybe even like limit the walk. Don't give up that hit with the walk, get homer. You know, and like say I give up a run or two and I walk off that mound and I feel, okay, like it wasn't great, but maybe I feel different. Maybe it looks different. I don't know. Sorry, I know that doesn't really answer your question, but there's just no other way. There's just no other way to do it. It's like you either quit, you give up, you give in, or you say, what's coming out of my hand still can get out.
So that again was Charlie Morton on Mass and After. And look, Zach, the pause is there. The sitting and the realization that it isn't good enough right now. But I want people to understand this. There's a difference of not pitching well, right? And that's your job. You got to go out there and pitch, and you got to go out there and execute. And that's the obvious. That's why I'm not talking about this. You don't pitch well enough. The Orioles haven't won a game that Charlie Morton has pitched in this year. 0-9. This is his worst stretch he's ever had in his career, and he's been in the big leagues a very long time, Zach. He's dealt with a ton. But people want raw, organic commentary from players. You just got that. And he broke it down. If you watch the whole clip, 5 minutes of him just talking about what worked, what didn't work. And I'll be honest, Zach, he's not wrong that his stuff isn't like that. His stuff actually can get out. Because here's the crazy thing. I'm going to pull up this graph real quickly, and then I'll get into the rest of the conversation here. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Brian Ripken Show. We do this live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and we're live here at Alliance Material Handling in Jessup, Maryland. Let me pull up this video for you, or this graphic, because the crazy thing is that his numbers are not good against other pitching. I'm not going to even try to defend that, right? Where is this screenshot that I just had, Zach? I just had it. It's a Charlie Morton, and we're talking about the years that he's had. Oh, there it is. So the crazy thing for me here, when you're looking at this, looking at last year, his curveball and all the numbers, right? They hit 200 against his curveball. Big difference this year, hitting 333. 292 off of his changeup, 277 off his fastball, 338 off his sinker, 286 off his cutter, right? And you're seeing all these inflated numbers, 462, 375, 455, and 333. His fastball is actually, it's the best it's been. 194. The problem is he's not executing and controlling. And if you can't execute and control, you can't set up your next pitches. And his curveball is his main pitch. And that's not landing. And you saw it last night. The sequence, he was right. There was, Zach, one really bad pitch that he made, and it was the 3-run homer. And the only thing that I would say I hated the sequence was against Clemens, the hitter before. 2-0, and you throw a changeup to the 9-hole hitter. I got a problem with that. Challenge him with that heater. That's an execution thing. But him giving up a hit to the 8-hitter. It's baseball.
Yeah.
It happens. But, man, I feel for a guy that truly all he wants to do is make an impact, and it hurts him to know that he has been a big reason why this Orioles pitching staff has gotten off to a rough start. What would the record be, Zach, if Charlie Morton the Orioles had won half of his games?
They'd be like at 500. They'd pretty much be a 500
Almost
team.
at a 500 team. So I know you have sentiments, but go ahead. What do you think of all this?
I mean, it really is. It was brutal to watch that Charlie Morton presser. I mean, it is tough to watch a guy who has had success in this league and has had such a long career kind of sit there and have to self-contemplate in front of everyone. Like, I don't know what's happening. You know, he can't pinpoint it. He's like, I don't know, like, if something's looking different, what it is. And, you know, you can see the frustration when he keeps saying, like, I know I could easily just say I don't have it anymore, but he's like, I feel like I do. Like, I have it still. And like you said, fastball's, you know, the best it has been, or, you know, better than it has been. It really is just, I think he nailed it. Like, it is kind of mind-boggling to think about just how bad it's been. Like, I don't, in a million years, he could not have predicted. If you would have told him spring training, hey, you're going to have an awful start to the season, I'm telling you, he would not even think it was half as bad as this, because it has been brutal. There have just been uncompetitive, you know, outings where it feels like, you know, we've talked about, they haven't won a game he's pitched in, you know, out of the bullpen or starting. So it really does just feel like you feel for him as the person, because it's like you can tell he's struggling and he doesn't know what's happening. But on the field, like has been disastrous.
It's a results-based industry, right? And if you're not playing well, you're not pitching well, they're going to look at options. The reality for the Orioles, though, they don't have many other options yet. You know, McDermott's coming back. He could be an option upcoming here. They could have someone else fill that void, but for right now, they needed him to pitch. So he did. And you're talking about historically bad. Zach, this is going to be his worst season since he debuted in the major leagues in 2008. He's had 1 year that was bad, quote unquote bad.
Yeah.
And that was in 2010, 15 years ago. So for a guy, when he mentioned about 2017, where he's like, I had a dominant year, I'll even take it even further. It wasn't even 2017. In 2019, he had an ERA just over 3. In 2021, he had an ERA that was a 3.34. Hell, 2 years ago, he had a 3.64 ERA. So when you're looking at a guy, his body's not breaking down. I think that's what I want to emphasize here. His body's not breaking down. It's not like a Craig Kimbrell where his body was, and then he had to be more perfect and he wasn't making the pitches. Charlie's body's holding in there fine. The execution has just been extremely bad, but the stuff could be better, but it's not broken. But for now, the problem is, the reality is the Orioles have lost. But I just want to make a note of that. You're not going to get that raw answer. We just had Mike Elias on yesterday.
Yeah.
And people want to just sit there and go, well, Mike, why don't you talk about how bad your team is? First off, if my boss came out and said and singled out certain players left and right,
yeah,
that's not going to be the move for a team. You know, the manager's saying thing, he's got to protect his guys. I promise you, they're having conversations of going, hey, what the hell is going on in here? But
they can't do that publicly.
When you do it as a business, you are going to protect your guys as long as they're on their roster. And actually, Zach, maybe we'll play that clip again for everyone of when Mike Elias is looking to assess again the team of making a big move. We'll play that clip in a little bit. But for Charlie Morton, I applaud him, because you're not going to get that answer. How many times have fans asked, we want to see some emotion. We want to see that you care. Well, Charlie Morton cares. Just unfortunately, a lot of it is at the detriment of his failures, not his successes. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube. Oh, I'm looking right there. Hairline could be better. Zach, I got to prop this up here. And yes, we are, guys, at Alliance Material Handling right here in Jessup, Maryland. They're celebrating their 70 years. I don't think I'm going to be certified enough to drive a forklift today, but I'm going to come back and try to learn that. We got a funnel
case,
funnel fair, and we might have some boots on the ground of seeing how it's going here. That thing might be coming closer. If not, I might get on top of it. Who knows?
This looks incredible.
I'm sweating because I think I'm just waiting for something to happen. So we got these confetti poppers.
Yeah, confetti poppers and silly string.
Well, you know what, Joe? You know what? I love you bring this up, Joe. apparently they say the forklift, that's why they're offering it. It's like, hey, even someone like me and definitely Zach can drive. Rocco,
give me a day.
Not the case.
Yeah.
Not the case. But you know what here? We're having fun today. And you know what? The Birds are playing ball this afternoon. We get to talk to the B, Al Bumbry, here in a little bit of time. So a lot to be happy about. I'm excited about it. And we actually get to react a little bit with you guys as the Orioles take on the Twins at 110. And Zach, there's a lineup change so far. Who's in second today?
We got Jackson Holiday. Jackson Holiday, highest he's ever batted in the majors. I was waiting for this. I actually, funny enough, I put out something a few days ago. I was like, if Jackson continues on this streak where, I mean, it's up to like he's gotten on base in 15 of his last 16, I believe. I was even putting it's only a matter of time until, the leadoff hitter. I mean, because I think with his ability to get on base, I think that was where he could be seen long term. Put Holiday 1, Gunnar 2, maybe Adley 2, Gunnar 3. Westberg 2 when he's healthy. I think you really can build a very talented top of the lineup there. So I love this. Get the kid getting more at bats. Show him confidence. I mean, we always talk about getting these guys confidence. Giving them something to build on. Starts off the year, he's batting 9th, he's batting 8th, depending on the pitcher. Just going back and forth, flip flop in 9, 8 out. Just pretty much every day. Then all of a sudden he's batting 6th. We're batting 7th. Then he's batting 6th. Then he's sitting there at the 6th hole for a while. Continues to produce in the big moments when he's needed. And honestly, him and Gunnar recently have kind of been the two that have been pulling their weight for this team. I love getting them 1, 2 in the lineup.
Yeah, get on up there and let's show you the whole lineup here, and let's show you a really candid photo of Mr. Dean Kramer.
Woo!
You know what? I told Dean, I texted him yesterday because I was talking to Bradish. We were saying, hey, it'd be good to get some dinner sometime. And Dean goes, sorry, I'm a little bit busy tomorrow. I'm like, what the hell could you be doing, man? Well, the man bun is going to be on the mound today. Yeah. And man, they need Dino. They need him. I heard you and Zach and Kevin talking about it last night. They need big game Dean right now to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, and it's felt like that. I mean, he was the one to stop it last time. It felt like going back to last season, into last year. Every time the Orioles needed a big stop in the momentum of, falling, and it seems like Dean Kramer has been that guy. And like you said, they need him. They need Kramer to go out there and, allow them, keep them in the game. It doesn't have to be dominant. It doesn't have to be 9 shutout innings. You don't got to throw a perfect game. Keep the guys in it, go as deep into the game as you can. And Dean's been doing that, recently, especially when they need him. So,
well, and it's no longer April. Dino, I love you, buddy, but
April don't look great on him.
April isn't a Dean month.
Yeah.
It's not a Dean month, but you know what? May turned. He had a fantastic outing last start. And you know what? I like this lineup here. At least I like seeing Gunnar up top. We're going to switch it up. Jackson too. O'Hearn's in right. And for Ryan O'Hearn, you're keeping the bat in the lineup, letting Mountie. I'm hoping Mountie can get going. You have, in my mind, I know the average isn't there, but Laureano feels like he's the hottest hitter on the squad.
Just a lunch pail guy. He's just got to show up. He seems like the definition of a lunch pail baseball player. He just shows up. He's going to do the dirty work. He'll be the defensive sub when he's not starting. He's going to come in and pinch hit at times. I think I've been really impressed with Laureano, and then obviously Kerstead, but then I'm loving Coby Mayo DHing. Wasn't in the game last night. I know people are worried about his defense at third right now. This is a fantastic way. I love that you're able to get O'Hearn, Mountcastle, and Mayo in the lineup, while also allowing Emmanuel Rivera to play third, because Emmanuel Rivera's been coming up clutch pretty much since he stepped foot in Baltimore. So I like this lineup a lot.
When you keep saying Manny, though, I'm sorry, I keep thinking of Manny Machado, because Manny Machado's still playing a great third base out there in San Diego. You know what they call San Diego? Do they? Do you know?
Oh, I know.
So you've seen that part of the movie in Anchorman.
Kevin's the one I've seen every Anchorman. My high school.
Seen any of the Austin Powers?
Yeah, my high school senior quote was an Anchorman quote.
And it was,
I'm going to do what God put me on this earth to do. Have salon quality hair and report the news.
Good for you. You know what? They said that the younger generation isn't as cultured, Zach. And by people saying that, that's just me saying that about you.
Yeah.
But that was brilliant.
Thank you.
That was brilliant. I had my doubts. Also, I wanted to pull up this clip of Coby Mayo because one thing that I hate for the guy, I think he's got the talent. I think he can hit. But when you're playing and it's not going your way, you're sitting there going, well, damn, can I do this? And what has everyone heard about Coby Mayo is, man, this guy can bop.
Yeah.
He can bop. He can drive the ball to the ballpark. Let me get the other one. I like this. This is like my bat today. Can bop it, right? But Coby's not doing that here.
Yeah.
And it's been limited opportunities. He's been sitting and waiting, and everyone was making a big deal about the spring training comments where it's, hey, by the way, how do you feel he got sent down?
Yeah. And I also
right there.
I love that everyone is talking about that. Like they'll make comments of like, you know, he'll strike out or whatever, and people will be like, oh, he really wanted to, you know, he was over here saying that he deserved to make the team and all this stuff. Not once did Coby Mayo ever say that he deserved to be on the team out of camp. In fact, he came on the show with us and was like, yeah, I understood that, you know, I had an uphill battle with, you know, the place, you know, guys in positions, and then I didn't have a great spring, so I wasn't going to get that. Rocco is standing right here with a silly string can, and it is paranoid. I am paranoid. I got one too, bud.
I swear, I'm telling you. I'm
You
waiting.
want to come get on screen, bud? You want to come get on screen?
He can show off his legs. He's been working really hard at Merritt on those legs. Oh, no, he's afraid to walk on by here. But, you know. Okay, you can leave now. That's okay. Thanks for stopping by, Rocco. Rocco DeSangro, one of our guests of the show. I don't know who shows up more, Nick Moore or Rocco DeSangro.
It's getting close.
No, it's Nick Moore. It's Nick Moore. But in all seriousness here, I'm excited, a little nervous here at Alliance Material Handling. And Madison, I see you. Love Alliance Material Handling. You know what? I got to tell you, the people here are great.
Fantastic.
And also, too, I'm thinking, I know I got the media career, but I really want to come and learn how to forklift and be certified. And also, we're going to have an opportunity to sit down and talk with some of the Alliance associates to really talk about what they're about, given the opportunities. And we're about community. Well, they are sure as hell about their community here and trying to build you up, not tear you down. We only tear down the ones that we care about.
It's so funny because Joe in the comments just said the exact same thing that we said when we first saw Rock.
That was the first thing we said.
Rocking the
pacing
medium
over there. Hey, while Rocco's pacing and we're waiting for Al, let's play this clip from when we talked to Coby Mayo a couple weeks ago. Okay, where we asked Coby, you know, when you were coming up, and I made the comment about.
Did you just spray it straight in the air?
Okay, time out. Did he even hit? Did he? This is going to be a wild day. This is going to be a wild day. This is going to be a wild day. I might. This could be a good little top in there. Hey, now, anyway, Coby Mayo, I said, hey, what's it like hitting a home run? And Coby described it's the greatest feeling in the world. But in the process, he described that doubt he had in his mind when he came up to the big leagues. So let me play that clip for you guys right meow. Right meow.
I think I hit my last homer August 30th, the day before I got called back up in Jacksonville. And then I didn't hit a homer the rest of the year. So I don't think I'd gone like more than 5 days in AAA without hitting a homer, or 4 days or whatever it was. And then I get called up and I didn't hit a homer for like a month. So like you're questioning yourself. You're like, when's the next time I'm gonna hit a homer? And then obviously the off season came around and can't hit homers in the off season. And then spring training rolls around, didn't hit a homer in spring training. So then I get to the season and it's just you want to like round those bases. You want to get that, like you want to get that feeling of hitting a homer back. And I've had a decent start to the season. Hasn't been the best. Still kind of grinding through some things with hitting and fielding and just in all aspects of the game. But to answer your question, like hitting the homer is the best thing ever. Like it's one of the best feelings in baseball, in sports you're gonna ever have. So yeah, definitely not ever gets old. Doesn't get old ever.
You know what? I just wish I could do it more. I think I'd hit it sometimes, be like, how the hell did I just do that? Can I do that more often? That's why a guy like you, where it feels like 5 days, you said, or whatever it was, 5 games,
Yeah.
you were hitting a home run, which is absurd. And I'm glad you touched on the part of the big leagues of going up. The other thing that people underestimate, and Zach, you know this, I talk about it all the time, is when you're put into different positions that you're not accustomed to. You know, it's hard to go from playing every single day to then trying to figure out how you can help the big league club. And you would love to be able to go out there and get the consistent at bats. But every player that really has come up in the system, minus like saying Gunnar and Adley, you know, it was trying to find your role. Go. And now we're back. So that was Coby talking about specifically, and I'll paraphrase for you, Al, as you sit down here. Coby was talking about getting to the big leagues and about how he loves hitting home runs, and home runs are fun. But then he mentioned that when he wasn't hitting home runs and everyone told him how good of a hitter he was, and he gets to the big leagues and he's not hitting. He goes, well, man, can I do this? Is this possible? And then all of a sudden, now pressure's starting to build for the young fella. We'll get into all that, but first things first. Al, how are we doing?
Me?
Yeah, how are you doing? Is this mic too high for you, though? I know we're the same height,
Yeah,
but
no, yeah. I always have to move the mic down, man. Whenever I get up to speak, I have to move the mic down. I never have to push it up.
yeah.
No, I'm doing okay. Like I tell everybody, how you doing? I said, oh, well, as far as I know, I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yep. Everything's fine.
Well, good. Well, hey, because you have all this experience and being a young player, and we just talked about with Coby Mayo as an example, what's the hardest thing for a young player trying to get to the bigs and try to figure themselves out?
Well, the hardest thing is when you get to the big leagues is learn how to hit the curveball.
Yeah.
That was the hardest thing for me. Hell, I didn't really get it. I really never felt comfortable looking for curveballs or hitting curveballs, and I'd been in the big leagues 7 or 8 years. And I finally learned how to hit one, and that's when I finally felt like I was a pretty good hitter.
Yeah, in those cases, and especially when you're facing big league arms more consistently, you
yeah.
might see some of those benders in the minors, but the guys in the bigs, they're bringing it each and every day.
It's
So
a completely different ball game.
Hey, so in your mind, you're talking about learn how to throw a curveball or learn how to hit it. How'd you learn? What was the thing that kind of clicked in your mind?
This is a long and short story.
I love long and short stories, Al.
I'm sure you do. I took some early BP, and I had Billy Hunter, who's a third base coach, throw me curveballs, and I hit a few. Pat Dobson, who was a pitcher for the Orioles, who was with Cleveland at the time, he struck me out all the time. And then they came to town one day, and Earl had me in the lineup, and he said, B, we're going to have Billy throw you some curveballs because you're going to see some curveballs. So sure enough, he threw me some curveballs, showed me the proper swing how to hit a curveball. And Pat Dobson comes in town that night. First at bat, he throws me a curveball. I hit a home run.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that? This game is easy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I see Pat Dobson, later that evening after the ball game, and he sort of said a few expletives to me. Yeah, you hit my curve. You finally hit my curveball. And I said, yes. And he said, you know what happened after that, don't you? I said, I never saw another one the rest of the night. So he thought I knew how to hit a curveball, but I was fresh off a session. And but anyway, I never really hit Bert Blyleven. I couldn't hit him to save my life. If he said, hey, B, I'm going to throw you a curveball. Here it is, hit it. I couldn't hit it.
Yeah.
He knew I couldn't hit it. Earl knew I couldn't hit it. Everybody knew I couldn't hit it. I knew I couldn't hit it. Tell you a quick story. Earl said to me one time, I'm walking up to the on deck circle, and he calls me back. He said, B, come here. And I thought he was going to pinch hit for me. And I knew I couldn't hit Bert Blyleven. I was, to say the least, I was glad he's going to pinch hit for me.
Yeah.
So he says to me, can you hit that curveball? And I said, no. He said, we'll go up there and look for that fastball. Make good sense. You can't hit the curveball, look for the fastball. I go up there, first pitch curveball, I take a strike one. Next pitch fastball, I swing and miss. It's about a letter high. Next pitch, I stepped it. I said, oh, Lord, here comes that curveball. I swing and I miss. He didn't say go up there and look for a fastball strike. He said go up there and look for the fastball. I come back to the dugout and he's sitting in the dugout. He has his head down between his legs and he's shaking his head and he's going. He said, I told you to swing at that damn curveball. Oh, it was going to be a strike. I thought I'd get lucky. Well, you haven't been lucky yet. I wanted to say, well, why do you keep putting me in there then? But I was smart enough not to say that.
You were smart. You know, a few of the guys that I know go back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah.
I know Jim Palmer would go back and forth with Earl all the time. But you know what I'm hearing from this conversation, what Earl was trying to tell you?
Yeah.
Mindset. It was mental. You were saying you were going to look for something. You had a game plan. Yeah. Now, if you didn't execute the game plan, that's a part of it. Yeah. But what I've learned from sorry about that. Yeah. What I've learned, at least from you all, and I like to learn from the ones that have walked the walk. Al, you walked the walk quite a bit. Then you stole quite a bit as well on top of the walk in the walk. But the mental side of the game. Yeah. A lot of guys that get to the big leagues, they got the talent. Like I'm looking at this Orioles squad right now, the young guys. And it seems like they're having trouble dealing with the failure, the mental side. What would be your advice in that case with some of these guys that might be pressing? They might be trying to do too much and might be trying to overcomplicate an already difficult game.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. My approach to the game was, and I got it from your granddad, and his theory was keep it simple, stupid. And that's how I approached the game. I didn't know anything much about hitting. I'd be honest about it. That's why I couldn't hit the curveball. Nobody gave me instructions other than that one session on hitting the curveball. Curveball machine, I never hit off the curveball machine until later in my career. I hit off the machine, and I finally learned that I have to take a different swing to hit a curveball than I took when I was hitting that straight fastball. So by the time I figured that out, I'd been in the big leagues a lot of years before I figured that out. So I learned that. But at the same time, I think, my approach was, if I'm not doing something very well, I'm going to work at it to get better. And nothing's going to get in my way. I'm going to work at it to get better. And to my direction to them is, you have to be realistic. If there's something, you have to own up to it. I don't do this very well, so now I'm going to do what it takes to get better. And that's how I approached it. And I think that's how what guys should approach it nowadays, because we all have limitations.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood said in one of his movies, a man has to know his limitation. So once you recognize and admit to yourself what your limitations are, now what do you do about it?
I saw someone else make a comment about that, Al. There was, Jim told me, I think Charlie Manuel might have been the one that he got it from, talking about knowing thyself. Know thyself. Know what type of player you are. You, Al, might not be the same as Eddie. Right. Jim Tomey's a different player than Omar Vizquel was, back in the day playing for Cleveland. But maximize what you can do and realize what you can do. I mean, heck, I got to talk with Mark Teixeira, who's a Maryland guy, played for the Yankees for a while. But Mark was talking about as a switch hitter. He goes, I couldn't hit an inside fastball as a right-handed hitter. So I told myself I'm looking for a breaking ball because I couldn't. I already acknowledged what I couldn't do, but I'm going to focus on what I can do.
Yep.
Right? Does that make that's not crazy, right?
No, it doesn't sound crazy. I mean, because I think, listen, you have to recognize, like you said, recognize yourself, what your pluses are and what your liabilities are. I couldn't hit the curveball, so I tried to lay off the curveballs until I learned how to hit it. I couldn't hit the fastball middle in, so my approach was, I'd inside out that fastball when I moved off the plate. So if the ball were in, I'd try to take it for a ball. But if the pitcher threw the ball middle of the plate away, I know I can hit that. So that's how I narrowed down the strike zone for myself. And I learned to really, do the things that I did fairly well, good, and still worked on the negative things. But yes.
See, that's why, Al, I love having you on, man. Hey, we're hanging out here, Al Bumbry and myself, Ryan Ripken, on the Ryan Ripken Show. We're in Jessup, Maryland at the Alliance Material Handling. It's 70 years that they've been doing work down there, and then we're getting to hang out. Do you understand? Have you been briefed on what's happening here?
Well, yes, I have, but I tell them it takes me a while to get into the mood of things when it comes to to fun and joking and stuff like that. And I said, well, Ryan's dad he was one of the pranksters on the team.
He was.
Oh yeah,
He was the worst.
Yeah, but I was not I was not very receptive to the pranks that were being played. And the guys knew that because I was a military person. I'm a no nonsense person, right down the straight line. All this stuff is extra, is not going to help my career, so to speak.
Mhm.
So I didn't like it. And the guys gave me a nickname, Culo Rojo, which was a little red ass.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take all that abuse they were dishing out. But yes, they were telling me about what the program, they have a great program here, and it's primarily designed for the employees.
Yeah.
To keep their, morale up and enthusiasm up for doing their jobs.
For sure. And what I see right now, culture in here, community.
Yes.
They really want to help one another, being fundamental. That really does sound like when you're in a good position. You talk about a military background, you're being very fundamental.
Oh, yeah.
The Orioles during some of those quote unquote glory years, hope we get back to that.
Yeah.
Very fundamental, good culture, good community, maybe some pranksters, but whatever your background was, you were having fun. And that's what they're doing here. But apparently I got a confetti popper. I got party streamer. I'm a little nervous, Al.
Oh, well, you know what those things are. If you said to me, hey, B, what are these things? I wouldn't have known. But that's all right. I figure I can take the top off and shoot it and do whatever.
Yeah, you can do that by any means necessary.
It's a part-time gig today.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? I got to tell for everyone that doesn't know this out there, with baseball, maybe some of the hidden tricks and mindset. As we talked about that, I never felt better as a hitter than when I had you throw me batting practice. Every time that you had me throwing batting practice, I had a great game.
Yeah.
And I would sit there every time that you left. I go, man, when is Al coming back? When's B coming back? So I want you to talk about first on that, but then secondly, how having someone that in your batting practice, you have someone that makes you feel good, how that can go a long way.
That's right. And the batting practice pitcher has to realize, what he's out there for. He's out there to make the hitter feel good. So you try to groove strikes for him. And if you do that consistently, he's going to hit the ball better, which means he's going to feel good about himself. When I finally got a job with the Cleveland Indians and Mark Shapiro and Mark was over there. And they called me because I wasn't working at the time. And they said, hey, B, you ready to get back into the big leagues? I said, oh, yeah. He said, well, how's your arm? I said, my arm is better now than it was when I played because I didn't have a very strong arm. But I tried to cover the lack of arm strength by being fundamentally sound in terms of approaching the game defensively, charging the ball, making the right throw, hitting the cutoff man. Very rarely ever missed a cutoff man.
Yeah.
Which when I see guys throw today, they miss a lot of cutoff.
That could be a whole other segment on cutoffs.
Just on that. So, but the thing is, when it comes to BP, and of course with you, they hired me, and I threw a lot of BP. And in spring training, when Eddie Murray was the hitting coach over there, when they leave players behind in spring training games that needed extra work, Ed would have the manager to leave me behind just so I could throw BP to them. So, of course, when you were playing and your father was in the same mold, and when I would throw to you and you'd hit very well, and he would call me sometime, hey, B, when are you coming back down? Ryan needs some good BP. So here I am.
I mean, you were the guy. I don't think that people fully understand. Like, those little things kind of matter for you.
Yes.
And baseball players, I'd like to say that they work hard, very superstitious. Very superstitious. Yeah. Did you have any superstitions you had throughout the years playing?
Well, whenever I come in from the outfield, I'd always, touch second base and third base, or depending on what position I was playing, and where the dugout was, second base and first base. I got to the ballpark, try to get there at the same time all the time. I went to the plate. When I went to the plate, and I didn't realize how people noticed this, but I always took 3 practice swings: a knee-high fastball, a belt-high fastball, and a letter-high fastball. And I realized I knew I was doing it, but I've had people ask me, why every time you come to the plate, you take 3 practice swings Avenue people notice that stuff. But those are some little things that you can call them superstition or whatever. That's what I did.
Yeah, I talked with Larry Walker, Hall of Famer, played for the Rockies, Cardinals, and talk about a guy that was very in tune with the superstitions. He had to do everything in sets of 3, 3, 6, or 9. Until this day, if he sets an alarm, it's set at 6:03, 6:33, whatever time it is, it has to end in a form of a 3 or a multiple of 3. Till this day. So baseball players, man, but whatever works.
Yep.
And I think for this Orioles team, I'm looking at some of these guys. I even talked to some of the players last couple of days, I'm going, hey, it's only crazy if it doesn't work. You got to go and put on a sock one way or the other.
Oh yeah.
Go out and do something else to get the voodoo. Hey, what would be one thing you would try to do? The birds are struggling right now. The guys are going. They're having a tough time. What is something that you would try to do to maybe try to change the vibe, the feel, and try to maybe reset them a little bit?
I can't really address that because I don't know the players that well, and I'm sure there are people that have an approach or have some directions or have suggestions on what they should do, but I don't know. It's one of those kind of things you have to sort of feel your way through it. I know they're trying to relax, but it's hard to do when if you're struggling, you're not doing well. But here again, you can't always say it's early, we'll be okay. You have to do something to make it okay. And right now, they're not producing the way they feel they should be. But there's a lot of things going on. And playing in the big leagues, there's a lot of pressure on them, and the kids want to do well. For whatever reason, obviously for the love of the game, they want to win, for their contracts, all those kind of things. There's a lot of things going on with them, so it's hard to relax. Earl told me when I was struggling my second year, I had the sophomore jinx, or whatever you want to call it. I wasn't hitting a thing. And Earl called me in the office one day, and he said, listen, calm down. But I know that's hard to do. But I want you to relax. I want to let you know that we're not going to send you down. This was in June. We're not going to send you back to AAA. And he said, and this is the thing, he said, yeah, it look bad for the club to be sending back a rookie of the year. You make the rookie of the year one year, now we got to send you back to AAA the next year. It looks bad. So he said, well, I'm going to try to help you bring your average up. I'm going to take you out of the leadoff spot where you get 4 at bats every game, or 5 sometimes. You get 1 hit. That's
then you're set. You get 1 hit, you go 1 for 3 on the day.
That's what he said. I'll put you in the 8th or 9th slot. If I get a chance for you to bunt a guy over, it's not official at bat. You get 1 hit, you're 1 for 3. You get a walk, you're 1 for 2. So that was his approach. My average came up, although it ends up at 236, 100 points below my rookie year, but it came up from that 200 where I was when he told me that. Man. So there's no set thing that you can do, but again, it's the relaxing thing, and the relaxing thing is hard to do.
Yeah. It's funny when someone says, hey, you got to relax, calm down. Hey, calm down. But in general here, you found a way to get out of your mind, it resets you, whatever, and it worked. Yeah. And then you went on to do your thing, have a great career. Well, I know you got to keep walking around. I got to prepare myself for what's in store for me here at Alliance. And I know you got to go and talk with the good people here, and we got to keep talking about, but there's already apparently a managerial firing around baseball. So I got to talk about that. The Pirates let their guy go, but hey, Al, I appreciate you, man.
Okay. No problem. Anytime.
Best BP thrower of all time.
Yes, sir, because I know how to hit a bat. That's the job of a BP pitcher, hit the hitter's bat, throw it where they're swinging.
Man, no one did better than you, B. I appreciate you, Al. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, now keep running around. I'll come by you in a little bit.
Yep, no problem.
All right.
All right.
Mr. Al Bumbry, the B, making his way around here. And look, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on YouTube, on X. And we have it out there on Apple and Spotify, wherever you get your podcast later on. We're having a good time as we are here celebrating the 70th year of the Alliance Material Handling here in Jessup, Maryland. And this week they got 30 fundamentals. This one's fun. So we got confetti to arm ourselves with. Oh, this is the confetti. This is the silly string. And then there's a funnel cake.
But we got funnel cake. We got everything here. Absolutely everything. This place is bumping at this moment. That's for sure.
It's bopping here, for no doubt about it, here in the Orioles. They're getting ready. Yeah. 2 minutes? Okay, we're just wrap. Okay, we can wrap it in there. We're ready to rock. Orioles are facing off in 5 minutes at a time. If you're ready to rock and roll. We got about 5 minutes to the Orioles' first pitch at this moment in time. And now joining us with the Alliance, he's decked out in the. I didn't realize what was on the back of the jersey though, but oh man, we're not going to show that part of the jersey. But Tom, appreciate you joining us here. And actually, if you don't mind moving just a little bit closer, perfect. I don't even know exactly where to start because I'm still trying. I'm a little rattled by the silly string and what's not going on. But from what I understand here at Alliance, you guys are about your community. And you have 30 fundamentals. Let's just first start off. What is Alliance and what is your guys' objective for everyone involved here?
So Alliance is a forklift dealership. We do everything related to forklift. I always say when you really think about it, look around this warehouse, look around your house, everything that you see has been moved by a forklift sometime. So we kind of touch everywhere, and we do the service, we do the parts, we do the rentals, new use, sales, and a lot of our business is putting up warehouse racking and systems in a warehouse as well.
So how quickly, and we mentioned earlier, but how quickly if I wanted to try to be certified as a forklifter, how quick's that turnaround?
Well, you can get it done in a day, but you got to get an experienced trainer to train you on it and watch you and observe you. Usually probably it might take a 2 days to get there, but you do have to have a driver's license to run a forklift. It's an OSHA standard that you have to have that.
Okay, so 2 days. For me, maybe it can be 2 days, but overall, I love what you guys are building here and the opportunities. Also, the programming for training is I'm a little scared. So I can see in my peripherals here. But to finish the question, the training.
Whoa! Here we go. It is fun week at Alliance Material Handling. So.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? I knew it was coming. Okay, and I'm still jumping. Shirts and pants. All right, so the 30 fundamentals is what I'm hearing. Walk us through the 30 fundamentals. Get the confetti out of the dog here.
Yeah. So we run these 30 fundamentals. I read a book. It's called Fundamentally Different. It was when I read it, I said, we got to implement this. So I came up with 26 fundamentals. I called the author. I said, hey, can you review these? I put a letter together to all employees. And I said, can you review these and tell me if I'm on the right track? And he said, wow, no one's ever called me before. Here we go.
Here we go.
So he said, let me send it all to me. I sent it to him. He said, there's only one problem. And I said, what's that? I said, you did it all wrong. He said, what if you, instead of you doing it, you brought your whole company together and they came up with the fundamentals, so it's not you telling them. So that's what we ended up doing. And probably 5 of mine went away. They added a bunch of others, and we ended up with 30. But it's almost a ritual here. We look at one fundamental every week, and every meeting we have, we talk about that fundamental and what it means to those people in the meeting before we start the meeting.
That's amazing. So this one right now is fun, right? For one of the fundamentals.
Fun week, fan favorite for all the employees here.
I can see that. What are some other ones, for examples as well?
My favorite is pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Yep. I'm a big believer in that. We don't go out. I never go out looking out for a sale. I go out and find out how I can help somebody. Maybe one of the connections I have, how can I connect them? And in doing that, I always say you get paid back tenfold.
Yeah, I love that motto. And I've even heard a lot of other people, maybe, I'm a big sports guy. I remember Shaquille O'Neal was saying, he heard, and it might have been heard with Amazon, with Jeff Bezos, as it goes, I took a big change in my post-career. Always gets me. I'm supposed to be, you know what? And when I used to be playing and you get yelled at all the time, it's like, oh, it's background noise, like, oh, you stink. But when confetti goes off, your guy here keeps jumping. But where I was going with this is Shaq said he heard my whole business changed when I tried to figure out the problem, or the solution is, how can I help somebody else?
Yep.
And how can I make their life difference? And if I can do that, then we're gonna be better off because of it. And that's what you guys are doing. I mean, even with the programming, right? With anyone that comes in, they're getting chances to succeed.
Right. Yeah, and there's no way you can pay it more forward than what we did with this company. So we created about 21 years ago. We created an ESOP. We bought out the former owners, and we basically have turned all the shares over to every employee in this company. And as of now, we have 25 millionaires within this company,
Wow.
12 of which are technicians. So it is really, the wealth is spread large. And we're about to get our new statements in about another 3 weeks. And we're looking to take that 25 million to 30 or 40 millionaires in this company.
So in case you guys misheard that right there, 25 millionaires from this company. You turned it over for this company's for the employees.
Correct.
That is what it's about. And then on top of it, you had people that were just technicians right over here. So hypothetically, you're telling me there's a chance if I want to get there.
There's a few of them that are walking around right here, these technicians in here that are definitely millionaires in this company. When I say millionaires, that means they have $1 million worth of Alliance stock. So when they leave this company, they'll be paid that money out over a 5-year period of time.
Wow. Sounds like a pretty good deal here.
It is, and we try to support the community in more ways than just our employees. So we've donated about $1 million worth of forklifts to the Maryland Food Bank. We're super supporters of the food bank. When I grew up, I grew up in Bowie, Maryland. We didn't have a lot of money. We were always wondering what was going to be in the cabinet and what we could eat. And I always said, if I could put myself in a position to help out, we'd help out in a significant way. So I've been on the board for about 6 years with the Maryland Food Bank, and now we just made a donation for them to try to lower their expenses so more food can go out to the people that need it.
Amazing. It's always the giving back, people helping people. Yep. I can see how much you love to pay it forward, especially the experience that you went through growing up. Exactly right. I got to be, if you were down in Bowie, I mean, you're from this region, obviously you like the Orioles.
Oh yeah.
It's a little bit of a rough start.
Yeah, I wish I could show the picture here. I have in my office, I have Memorial Stadium seats, and I just got it. I mean, it's like a life dream for me to have Al Bumbry and me sitting side by side, shaking hands, talking to him on these seats that I used to sit in as a kid and watch him play.
So what was one of your favorite moments from old Memorial Stadium?
Oh, I think any,
there could be many.
My mother she passed away too early and raised all 5 of her kids by herself. So I didn't have a father to really teach me any of the things as a boy growing up. So I just remember fondest memories of theirs, not necessarily the players, but I could rattle them all off. But it was going there with my brothers and them teaching me how to record the game log for the where how to put the singles in the doubles. I would have never known that if it wasn't them and going to those games. And we used to do it all the time. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you were doing the book.
Yeah,
so I like to say you were doing the book right there.
Good thing I learned it, because when I coached baseball later, I had to kind of figure out what I was doing there. And I had a background then.
And that's why this game and this community in Baltimore, and I know right now people are frustrated with the team. I get it. 9 games under 500 at the current moment. Woof. Haven't won a World Series since 1983. Last time they've been to the World Series. A lot more losing than winning, but it's because the community cares. But then it's the moments that you have with it. Right, I grew up, I had a dad that played a lot of games. People thought that was cool, but I don't remember the moments that he had as a player. I remember the moments I had with him and my family at the yard, and that's where it all comes back to. And that's why there's so many proud people with Baltimore, the community. And I always tell you, man, hey, the Maryland area gets sometimes a bad rep up here. But there's a lot of awesome things that are happening left and right. What we got? What?
Oh, do you?
Oh, you got the picture of Tom and Al?
Yeah, so I've met Cal a number of times. And
as
we talk about this season, you know, baseball's a long season. You look at last year; they did better than I think expected last year, and now they're struggling a little bit, but they'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I mean, look,
you just got to get in the groove in baseball. Once you do it, it can go a long way.
Yeah, you know, it's safe to say when you think too much at times, you might not be able to do what you have to do. Yep. I feel like that's me in this even space. I have to be a little bit more creative because I have to deal with some people like Rocco over there or Zach behind the scenes. Then I get stressed just the everyday, trying to balance life, work. But when I try to press too much, typically don't get the job I want to get done. Yep. And I'm kind of seeing that on the field with these guys. Really talented.
Yep.
Underperforming. Pressure's all on them. It's the most pressure they probably have ever dealt with in their playing career.
Well, I can tell you this. My whole family is actually from New York. And we're the one family that moved down to Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And I became a huge Orioles fan. So it's been a battle between the families back and forth going on for so many years now. But I always can tell when I go up there, New York, you know, when they sit in backyards and still listen to the game on the radio.
Yeah.
AM radio. And all I've been hearing for the last couple of years is, man, those Orioles look really good.
Oh, yeah.
So
they've been beating those Yankees up there in New York overall. They've won the last 2 season series. Beat them already this year.
Right.
Also, here's that photo, by the way, I'm sharing with everybody.
Yeah.
Man, I was going to say, you know what? I don't know where Al is. He looks as tall as I remember him when I was born, you know, when I was a young kid. Looks about the same, but that's amazing. Both those seats, you said for Memorial?
Memorial Stadium. My brother found, we got him there when they tore the stadium down. And my brother saw him looking pretty ragged in my backyard. And he took them away. I didn't know it, but he went and restored them, put them in the Orioles colors versus the old gray colors. And now you can sit on them. So I didn't know what to do with them when I got it. I was so excited. And I said, this is going to be awesome for the office. So I put him in the office and he just got the chance to sit with me and chat with me a bit. And that was great.
He still looks good as hell, man. He looks like, you know, I tell him all the time, like, B, how can I age like you? Like you seem like you can go out there and still beat me in a race. He probably can.
Yep.
Tom, I was never built for speed. Never was. Never. I mean, I can get the engine going here, but this forklift might outrun me, to be honest. Were you then a big baseball guy growing up?
I was a big baseball guy. Yeah.
What did you like to play?
What did I like as a position?
as a position player? Yeah.
So I mostly third base and some shortstop.
So righty all the way through third and short. Okay.
So and I played a little bit of first base too, but.
Hey, that was mine over there. I was a big target, catch the ball, try to hit the ball when you can.
Right.
It was fun. Well, where else can people find then with Alliance if they're looking for opportunities, if they're looking for more about what's going on with everything you guys are doing? Where can they find you?
So we do have a lot going on. We're doing a lot of hiring. We probably hired about 50 employees already this year. We're always looking for more, especially in that technician category.
Mm-hmm.
And we run a great program here. We take three young, mostly right out of high school, or maybe a year or two of college, and we'll put them through a training program. We bring 3 in every quarter. And by the end of the year, they'll start out at $18 an hour, and they'll be $24 by the end of the year if they follow through the whole program. And then the sky's the limit after that.
I love that. A lot of opportunity. Also, this area, your guys' whole setup is massive. Walking through, I got the tour earlier. Everything is pristine, looks good. I am still a little bit on edge here, so I'm like, I can't like fully enjoy everything just yet. Just kidding. No, this has been a blast. This has been.
They know I like a clean shop, and sometimes we get really busy with rental trucks coming in and out. But I know they're all looking at the floors from all this confetti, and they'll probably be on the scrubbers very shortly because they know I'll come in tomorrow morning and I'll be looking for the clean floors again.
Oh, goodness. And also, I got the website correct here, right? AllianceMat.com.
Correct.
Is that it? So I'm going to share that in there for everyone to see. So if you are interested in what's going on, that's one quick way. Is that one of the best ways? Check out the website. You guys on anywhere?
Check out the website. Look at the open positions and feel free to apply. We'd love to talk to anybody.
I mean, you guys make it simple here, and you like to have fun. I mean, honestly, I walked in here, and I loved everything about it. Honestly. And now, like, I'm not kidding. I want to come back and try to drive this thing. Even if you don't give me the certificate, can I just come here with someone that's maybe more seasoned, an actual technician, and get a demo?
A demo, we can definitely work with you. Don't worry
Okay,
about
all
it.
right. You
Don't
hear
worry
that,
about
Zach?
that. Yeah.
Zach, we're gonna do
We'll
that.
get you there.
We're
We'll
gonna
train you well enough that you can get a little demo.
See, even a guy like me can do this.
Yeah,
a guy like me can do this right now. Anything else I'm missing from you, Tom?
No, I would just say a shout out to all the Alliance employees out there. I mean, we've been growing like crazy. Just a few short years ago, we were trying to break 50 million, and now we look like we're going to break 200 million this year. So we're growing like crazy. I owe it all to these people. I mean, they're the ones that, I'm out trying to network and do all the right things to help bring business in, and these guys and girls are just cranking it out, working every day, and we appreciate everything they're doing for us.
And to wrap it up for everyone, it's the company for the employees, by the employees, essentially.
Yep.
Always giving back 30 fundamentals that can help shape up not only for the ones that work here, but the community involved.
Yep.
And then you guys are trying to put everyone in the position, no matter what. And even if you don't have the expertise, but you're willing to learn and you want to know what's going on, this is one of the spots you should be interested in, especially if you're in the Maryland region.
Right.
Did I cover my tracks?
You did. I'll throw one last thing.
Yes,
I know,
let's do it.
I know Jesse out there would be upset with me if I didn't mention that we also really support the SPCA local chapter here. We do a lot with them. When they have big packages that come in, we send forklifts out to them, and we're always supportive of everything they do for the dogs, cats, and the animals out there as well.
Amazing. So what don't you guys do then at this point in time?
Well, we don't lose money.
You know what? Don't lose money is good. Check that off the list. So if you don't want to lose money, Alliance is doing a good job of doing the opposite of that.
And we don't have enough employees. So
well, how many employees do you guys have then? If you're
we're in a position where we never stop looking for employees.
Because you keep expanding. You said from what was that number you just told me from?
Here, Kate, she's doing a great job, but the more people want to come here. And again, I like, where else can you go? And we're running a Who Wants to Be Our Next Millionaire campaign.
That's incredible.
All you got to do is stay with us, grow with us, stay for 20 years, and most likely you're going to become one.
That's amazing. So if you were looking for an opportunity, you just want an opportunity. People are saying they want to work. You want an opportunity. You're saying, hey, we're welcoming that. Give us a ring. Check out alliancemat.com, or they can call. And I'm trying to think of any other ways I can find other formats on the other socials. And you guys are putting out.
We're on LinkedIn. We're on social media. You can find it. Just type in Alliance in any social media, and you'll be able to find us.
Just like that. And of course, you guys have questions. You can contact me directly, and I can put you in contact with those people here. But Tom, I appreciate you. I don't think I'm seeing the last of you today.
Okay.
I think I'm going to be around quite a bit.
All right.
And I think the Orioles just started, if I'm not mistaken. That's not a nod that I'm feeling. Is it good? Oh, it's 0-0. So you're telling me there's a chance.
Yes.
We got this one today. Well, Tom, maybe I'll bother you then a little bit to come back on. But if not, I'll bother you later on.
All right, man. Great. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate you, Tom. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. And we will put all that information again, as Tom was talking about, with alliancemat.com right there. And, look, and Zach, you can come on back if you're ready. Oh, you're getting your protective gear. You know what I love about this? Truly, you want to talk about environments and places you want to be and be around. Walking in here, it was, you guys know I'm a big vibe guy. Vibes were high from the get-go.
This is
It's
fun.
been amazing. Been amazing.
A lot more confetti than I expected today. I'll just say it.
Well, that too.
That was coming in here, I wasn't thinking confetti was going to be our biggest obstacle, but here we are. And a lot of interesting news actually over the past 20 minutes we have, or I'm 20, I guess.
I just saw some things popping through here.
Yeah, we've gotten literally everything ranging from Pirates fire their manager.
Yep.
Jadeveon Clowney is released by the Panthers.
Right.
Potential connection to Ravens and First American Pope. So lots of just all over the spectrum now in the news.
Oh, I'm seeing the comments about the Pope.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, First American Pope.
It is a groundbreaking day here.
What a day.
At Alliance Material Handling in Jessup, Maryland here. And we are the Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, that's you looking good. This is me right here. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're live on YouTube and X, and the Orioles now are kicking off against the Twins. Right now, finishing up the series in Minnesota. And also want to take a quick minute to shout out our sponsor, Merit Clubs, which you guys see on the ticker below. Oh, that was, see a different ticker. That's Tom Albero, CEO of Alliance Material Handling. He joins the show, and we're going to have more information. If you are interested in opportunities for work, we will get you in touch, but check out alliancemat.com. How about a chance where they have 25 millionaires already right now? Just telling you. That's enticing to me on that alone if you're into making money, but also the community part. That's why we are here today. And then shout out another member of our community, Merit Clubs. We like going on the road, and we're actually going on the road to them, I believe, next week, Zach.
Yeah.
Their pools are opening up, but the one on the rooftop in downtown Baltimore and Canton, we're going to be working on that tan, Zach.
I don't tan. I just burn in the shade. But I like the enthusiasm. We're going to go in. And we're going to try, but it will be burned.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do not.
No, I get.
Well, we saw that in Florida.
Kevin was the one in Florida who was bad. I only got the one when we were at Starbucks, and I got like a little stripe on my leg. Kevin was looking a different color. He was Kevin in the sun. Don't.
Yeah, Larry the Lobster was Kevin. Kevin the Lobster, no doubt about it. But for Merit Clubs, if you guys are still interested, we're giving out 2 weeks free at Merit Club. 2 weeks free at Merit Club. And all you got to do, we got the link right here and putting it back in the group. And all you guys got to do is use the code RIP25. RIP25, you get 2 weeks off and come hang out with us. And we're going to try to do some workout classes in the process as well. We saw Zach do some Bulgarian split squats yesterday. Form was pretty good. He can definitely go up in weight. Basketball shot, atrocious. But you know what? We can't help everyone here. But there's Merit Clubs right there. meritclubs.com/Ryan-Ripken/. Check it out there. Use the code RIP25, RIP25, all lowercase. And when I move, you move, Zach.
Just like that, yeah.
Just like that.
Rocco told me our next guest would be joining us in 2 minutes, and that was about 12 minutes ago. So
wow. So let's talk for maybe a second about Sheldon getting fired. And while we're doing this, I'm going to get my hot dog here, my plain dog. A little hungry now.
There we go.
Hey, cheers, man.
Cheers.
You know,
a good dog.
I never really thought about a little bit of a burnt dog.
You need it. It's good.
I didn't know that was like a thing.
You know that was a thing? Burning them?
How you would choose one or the other. You know what I mean? Now, you know what, Connor? Connor, I like you. Plain dogs are the best. Let's get a close up of this thing.
You don't have to give in to them, Connor.
Nothing like it.
That was a choice.
And it was a great choice. It was a great choice. There we go.
Unbelievable.
Jill wants you to go hop in the truck behind you. Maybe eventually.
I know.
We will be rocking in there. Twins are already up 1-0 now. Good. Right where we want to be. Now as Ty France singled, scored Byron Buxton. Dude, Buxton is just absolutely
2 outs.
Destroying 2-out Ribby, huh?
Mm-hmm. I believe Buxton reached infield single.
I think it was a
walk. Nothing good happens after a walk.
Ryan O'Hearn, though, hit.
Yeah, a little
infield single.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mountcastle 3-0. Got fastball down the middle, fouled it off, and then got a hanging slider over the heart of the plate and popped it up to second. So he was pissed off about that. But Orioles, they got to figure something out offensively, When you get opportunities, you have to capitalize.
You got to. But right now, the Orioles playing from behind. They were a team that was so good at playing from behind just 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Even at times last year, they were.
Start off the year. They had the same feeling. It's the comeback kids. I mean, early on, we even remember that crazy Kansas City series early in the year where Westberg walked it off. They kept coming back. It felt like, okay, this is just the 2023 team again. Guys are just more experienced. They don't care about if they're losing. They're going to find a way. Does not feel that way recently. It kind of feels if this team gets behind the 8 ball, They have to start hot. This is the 16th straight game in which the Orioles have failed to score in the first inning. So definitely not something that you want to see offensively to kind of jumpstart your day. Got to figure something out early because, especially when you're struggling to come from behind, you can't be taking 3 innings to get something going, because all of a sudden you look up and it's, 3-1, 4-1 if you wait too long.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part too, Zach, of this whole situation is when you look at what's happening with the Baltimore Orioles, how do you take pressure off of your starting pitching? Well, you play with the lead, and that's getting out of the gate quicker. It's a team that just hasn't done that for whatever the reason. And I do think it's a lot of pressing, and I do think it's a lot of knowing what you need to do specifically. And, Al Bumbry was on with us. He talked about that specifically on, all right, I got to know what my limitations are. I think for some of these guys, they're trying to figure out who they are as big league players. Like, I know that's not an answer you want to hear. And I know when we had Mike Elias on and everyone wanted to go, hey, excuse me, why didn't you sign more pitching? Why did you choose this guy? Why didn't you go out and get veteran players for position players? Position players, the Orioles were set on that side. They honestly were. Because don't you want to see Jackson Holliday get his reps? Yeah. Jordan Westburg's an all-star, but he's banged up. Adley Rutschman is an all-star. He's not been playing well, but Gunnar, Cedric, Colton Cowser gets hurt. I mean, this team has a bunch of really good position players on paper and talent. But they got to go out there and execute. And so far, they haven't done that consistently enough. The offense has been, when you need your strong suit to be your offense, Zach, and they're not doing that, then yes, everything else is going to feel even more magnified. And starting pitching, which was already your weakness to go into the season, they're putting more pressure on because it doesn't feel like there's one element of the Orioles game that's really lifting them up at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that is the biggest struggle that they're facing, is the fact that going into the season, if you were to pick a weakness, people assumed it was going to be starting pitching, especially after the injuries that happened to start the year with Eflin, with Grayson. I mean, even Trevor Rogers before camp. You knew that they were going to be the weakness of the team. However, you did not think it was going to put them this far behind the 8 ball, because right now, even when they're giving you, okay, only 3 runs, 4 runs are being scored in the game against them, the offense isn't scoring. So even when you get a good start from your pitcher, they're not capitalizing on it. And then obviously you've had games where the Orioles hit 4 home runs and you're like, awesome, scored 6 runs, you give up 7 home runs. So it's like, it feels like right now they're just not moving together. It feels like they're facing off against each other. There's always something going wrong. I mean, Michael Isay said it feels like there's just something going wrong everywhere you look right now. Good game from this guy, but now he's got it tweaked back. Okay, we're starting to put it together, but now the pitching, is failing. We're starting to get something going offensively, and then we give up 12 runs. Pitching goes out and gives up only 3 runs over 9 innings, but you score 1 run. It just, when it's working against each other, that can be the biggest problem.
Yeah, and when things are not going your way, it all feels brutal. I mean, honestly, Here's the thing. Losing sucks. When you don't play well, it sucks. Mm-hmm. And you sit there and you're battling. This isn't just a baseball thing. This is a life thing, Zach. When you're sitting there going, I need to play better. And we had John Smoltz talk about it too. Don't do this. Don't do that. Play better. I mean, look, that's a lot of more added pressure the way that you're doing. And when you continue to kind of sit there and you're not able to relax and you got a clenched fist and you're going in there, or you're already defeated before the moment. I mean, that's the other part, is you see Orioles players almost exhausted at times because losing is going to continue to beat you down. Failing is going to continue to beat you down. And you got to find a way to combat that. That's why when you see teams that are really struggling and you see players leave that environment and go somewhere else, well, it's because in that environment, it turned out that they couldn't figure it out there. You can say it's a culture thing. You can just say a bad team, or maybe there's just so many factors that are working against, and it could be individual or team, right? Like Ryan O'Hearn, it became more that he wasn't getting the opportunity in Kansas City. Now Kansas City's gotten going, and Ryan O'Hearn came to Baltimore and turned into being one of the best hitters on the squad.
And we talk about this right there, Ramon Laureano walk, and then after Kerstead pops out, Coby Mayo single.
Yes. Needed for the kid.
That was
Needed
big.
for the
Very,
kid.
very much happy to see that. Just continue to get confidence going right up the middle. That's something you really want to see from Coby right now. So very happy for him.
Yes, I am too. I'm just putting up the new banner here.
It looks like from what I'm seeing from the corner of this TV, line drive up the middle.
For base hit?
Yep.
Uh-oh. We're getting there. I am putting on. There we go. Don't you love when a plan comes together, Zach?
Oh my goodness. Here we come. Get on your horses. Manuel Rivera, double to left. We got ourselves a tied ball game. Orioles got men on second and third. One down, Maverick Handley at the plate.
How did you get the it to scroll across the bottom? What? Did I not do it? Am I doing it right? We're trying it again. Nice. Oh, there it is. Look at you.
There we go.
Appreciate you all here. And for the Baltimore Orioles, how about that? It is 1-1, second and third after Rivera double to the left.
Yeah.
Zach,
Down the
here we
line.
go. Here we go.
I mean, Maverick
Table for Humana.
Maverick Handley, you just need a just need a ball in the outfield.
What we got going on? Okay.
2 people we have.
Okay.
All right.
You got to kick Zach off. We can do that. I'm sweating a little bit. I think it started when the confetti went off. I'll be honest.
My friend just texted me, makes a good point. Orioles 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position with an American Pope. Makes you think.
Makes you think. That's just what the team needed. They needed a new Pope elected for the Orioles to hit with runners in scoring position. We only have the 2 mics for now, though.
2 mics. Yeah. Right, so we're gonna put them right here.
Right in the middle. That works. Yeah. And everyone remembers our recurring guest, Rocco DeSangro. Feel better about yourself.
I do. I've wanted to do that my whole life. I was just gonna sure you look great, man.
Hey, come here. Come here. Hey, Rock, come here. Come on over here, Rock.
What's up, buddy?
Come say hi.
Hi.
Come say hi right here.
I'd rather not.
Oh. Yeah, if you guys are ready. They got a little something there? Yeah? Yeah, we can. We can organize. Oh man, I gotta get my arm. What? Because I'm not the best multitasker here in this situation here. Sorry, Ryan, by the way. Micah. So Micah and Irene here with Alliance Material Handling Inc. Right? You got it right? Look at that. Are you hiding away from the microphone? No. Oh yeah, you gotta get a little closer. Here, you can. Micah can have this one. You and I can share this one, all okay? Right. But we just came on. We had Tom just to speak on what Alliance is all about. Maybe specifically though, all this that's happening currently. And Micah, then I saw you drill me with the confetti. What do we got going on here, Irene or Micah, with this fun week?
Well, the fun week is something that the employees have come to.
Hey, you got to be closer. Don't be shy.
The employees have come to love this. I heard Tom talking to you about the fundamentals.
Yep.
You know, we're celebrating Fundamental Week 30. And so as me being in charge of the culture, what's important is that the employees have fun and realize, you know, don't take it too seriously. We're fixing forklifts here.
Yeah.
You know, so it gives everybody a little bit of break. They blow off some steam. They get to interact with the leadership team in a way they normally don't. You saw silly string, all this stuff. That's not something that they would do on a day-to-day basis.
Irene always comes up with fun games and activities for all of us to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Micah, how long have you been here with Alliance?
Almost a year now. Yeah.
So what other activities? I'm afraid to ask here. Is there, what else do you guys like to have? Well, I'm trying to get the trust factor with you so far. Maybe you can enlighten me, Mike, on what else has been going on here.
For Fun Week?
Yeah, for Fun Week.
We have huge Jenga out front. There's cornhole, the poppers, the funnel cake truck.
That's back there. Is that open yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to test that out a little bit. Maybe actually, Zach, you or Rocco. Apparently Rocco's watching his diet today. So one of you guys can get a video over there and call in so we can show the he's terrified. I meant to ask then, so with the programming, and Tom's talked about it, Michael, what brought you to kind of come to Alliance? I'm curious.
So I've always been like a hands-on learner.
Yeah.
I was never good at school. I tried, but wasn't for me. And I had a good family friend work here. She's right here. And they said they have openings and
In our training
in the training program, and I was like, why not give it a shot? So
Well, that's the beauty of it, because I'll be honest, I don't think I'm very hands-on. See, the string doesn't go that far, does it?
It does.
It does?
Oh yeah.
I'm just getting drilled. Okay. So to continue the conversation here, this is what we talked about, where you guys are providing the services for people to learn. You could be like me and have no idea what you're doing and being able to continue to learn.
I came in with
right. You're partially right. We do want somebody that knows how to like change oil, knows what tools are. That's helpful.
So yeah, okay, so somewhat.
Some experience.
But with like forklifting, specifically all of that, did you have any idea with any of that beforehand?
No. John, our trainer's the best. He is a great teacher. He's taught me everything, pretty much.
I don't. Are we? Well, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, Irene?
Who handed out the cannons?
See, you're the one that set this all up here, but I can see that everyone's enjoying themselves here. So obviously, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
And so the goal, though, in general, you talked about the 30 fundamentals, and Tom talked about paying it forward. Besides Fun Week, what's one of your favorite fundamentals?
So my favorite is fundamental 18, which is celebrate success.
Okay.
So oftentimes at a company or really anywhere, people are really quick to tell you the things you did wrong.
Yeah.
And less quick to tell you about the things that you're doing right. So we have some things in place. We have spot awards. If you get caught doing something good, you can get a spot award, which comes with a gift card and a certificate. And so we try to encourage everyone to look for the things that everyone does right every day, no matter how small.
Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that the Alliance is by employees for employees, correct? And that's the motto.
Yeah.
And then also, life can be hard enough. You want to be able to celebrate the good things that happen. I mean, I played a sport in baseball where I failed all the time, and we have to talk about how the Orioles right now, they're failing quite a bit. And it's not fun. And I think sometimes you can realize life's hard. Wow. That was a dart. Man down. And see, I'm a little terrified right here. But I love that, celebrating success. And also, since it is Fun Week, we're gonna see how Rocco and them.
We're now live. We're live.
There's Rocco.
Oh, awesome.
Can you bring us up?
Let's see. Let's see if we can pull them up higher.
Live me.
Oh, wrong one. Rocco, don't be camera shy all of a sudden, buddy. Are you nervous?
What are you trying to do?
I don't know. Not used to having a camera.
Zach, can you turn into the funnel, because Rocco's being camera shy, which is super, super awkward.
We're waiting for the funnel to come in. We got.
Oh, perfect. Are you gonna bring me one over?
I mean, yeah, if you want.
So.
Oh.
I gotta be ready. Okay, so like. Okay, yeah. So how do I? So. All right. So I'm gonna be ready.
Oh my God,
I am on edge here, but this doesn't happen every day. Obviously, you guys like do work here, right? You guys actually work here. and you got to deal with
His
Rocco.
mouth was wide open.
Oh goodness. Well, Rocco, I'm gonna get you off the screen.
Yeah, we're
All right, see you, Rocco. Come back and bring me a funnel, please. Make yourself useful.
we are.
Thank you. Oh goodness gracious. I'm probably gonna pronounce this wrong, but is it the ESOP program?
Yep, that's correct.
Can you elaborate more on that? So I got that right. That's number one. Number two, can you explain a little bit more about that?
So we are 100% employee owned. Every employee in the company gets shares of stock in our company free of charge. It's gifted to them every single year. And as we grow, I know Tom talked about, we've done acquisitions and things. Are you getting ready to?
No, don't worry about me.
Okay,
Don't worry about me,
all right.
Irene. You stay focused.
Okay. He's very edgy. So as we grow, that share price goes up. We last year had just a monumental event, and we were able to turn 25 of our employees into millionaires with our ESOP program.
25 millionaires, right? 25.
Right. And 14 of those are technicians that you see, like Micah.
I'm gonna get there.
So you're on your way. See, I think that's the encouraging part where you can see where people are going, in this process here. You can,
Oh.
man.
Wow.
I'm afraid to go through this footage later. It's, we're having fun, I swear.
Mhm.
Oh, wounded, but I always like to see where a goal is kind of headed. And you're going to have to work, obviously, to get there.
Yeah.
Can't just throw confetti around and hit people with darts. Dude.
I thought you were on a diet.
Yeah, we all thought Rocco's on a diet. He's been saying, no. Okay. No, it's okay, Rocco. Yeah, no, Rocco, you guys know this about being committed. Obviously, you guys are committed to excellence, to the employees. Rocco is committed to not following through on what he said he's going to do for diet-wise. He's great in every other facet, I swear.
Lovely.
But when he goes, you know what? Today's the day. I'm eating clean. I'm doing that.
What is that? Fried Oreos? Yeah. Okay. Mhm.
Oh, yum.
So apparently for tomorrow, you guys have the wheel, right? Is the big wheel here?
We do have 2 big wheels here.
So I can try one of those before I leave today.
When I am finished, I will go grab it. Mm-hmm.
Mike, have you tried the wheels?
I have not, but we can race.
The only problem is it really only works outside.
Okay, well then we can when the show ends, we can video that and you can add that to the social medias right there specifically.
Awesome.
Right? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Am I missing anything else? See, you're doing great on camera. I don't know why you were like, I don't want to deal with this.
I'm not a front of the camera kind of person. I'm a behind the scenes.
You're behind the scenes, and
I'm
Micah,
the
obviously, you're behind the scenes as well, but you're also, well, when I say behind the scenes, because you started the chaos with this group. I gotta know your name, but you have been.
His name is Chase.
Chase has been a menace to me so far.
So I will say, Micah is our first and only female technician.
Really?
It's a huge event having her here, and she's doing great.
That's amazing. I'm glad you mentioned that because for anyone out there that wants to work and you can reach the qualifications of just understanding how to use tools a little bit, change some oil, don't have to understand forklifting. That was so satisfying.
That was a good one.
Oh, that was great. But you can go and have success and you can have fun with it. I think a lot of people are afraid to start something that they feel like they don't know anything about. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That
This is like such a safe thing. It's paid training.
Yeah.
So you're coming to your job every single day, and we want you to be successful. You being successful and making us money puts money in your ESOP and gets you closer to being a millionaire.
Yeah. And everyone's also so nice here.
Mhm.
Like, you can't get any better.
I gotta say, honestly, it's also space is massive here. Like not only just the warehouse area that we're in, but actually everything in there, the office, the amenities. Really impressed. Again, like I'm a little bit on edge, so like my thoughts are a little bit skewed at the moment. But you guys are fun, I will say that. and I will get to try the funnel cake when I get my own, when it finally makes its way back. But in the moment, it's not going to. Well, Irene, I will let you get off camera here, and Micah as well. But what's one other thing that where everyone can find and everything with Alliance?
Everything at Alliance can be found at www.alliancemat.com.
Right there at the bottom. AllianceMat.com. Boom. /careers as well. Thank you, Rocco. Appreciate that. Now go get me a new funnel cake would be great. Mike, anything else before we let you go?
No.
That's it? All right, be on my side today. Be on my side for all this.
We'll get him. We'll get him back.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
All right, that works for me. All right, guys.
But I'm still
appreciate
gonna
it.
beat you.
Oh, in the
wheel.
race. I'm competitive.
So
We'll
am I.
see about that. Deal.
Okay,
Deal.
I'm gonna go get the big wheel.
All right.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to clean up a little bit. Goodness gracious. This is getting out of control. Zach, what happened? Hand up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're rocking and rolling here. I'm glad this is the only time Rocco has anything to do, because he very well knows I would whoop his butt. I will. My goodness.
Oh my gosh. This
Oh my goodness. Hey,
is...
breaking news here. Yes. There, that's back on my side. That's back on my side. Goodness. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. We're live here at Alliance Material Handling right now. It is their fun week. We're in Jessup, Maryland. We're watching the Orioles. And hey, we're trying to change the vibes around here as well, Zach. And for the Baltimore Orioles here, they have a 2-1 lead, and they're threatening again.
They are.
They're threatening again. Here's the day. And they're up 2-1 after a Ryan Mountcastle sack fly. Puts them up 2-1. Mr. Jackson Holiday scores.
Don't pop it.
I was not going to.
I do want to say something.
You know, Marcus says, make Rocco clean the warehouse till it's
I
spotless.
should. I do want to say something about Alliance. Great people here. Which camera do I look at?
Wherever you want.
Great people here. They like to have a great
Look at
time.
that one.
And when you talk to anybody that works here, the big thing they say about Alliance is how much they value it and how much they feel valued. So definitely head to that website, alliancemat.com/careers. If you want to work here, if someone you know wants to work here, LinkedIn, check them out there, Indeed, or just simply on their website too. But again, great place to work. They have funnel cakes. They have silly string, but they get work done and they make millionaires here. And that's their big thing. So great time, great place, great people. Goodbye.
Rocco DeSangro, everyone.
That's the one thing that I can agree with Rocco on. That's about it. It's about all I can. There they are.
Oh,
this is gonna be amazing. Gosh. So we're all about changing it up here, right?
Heston struck out, unfortunately.
Okay, well, Heston struck out. Well, we're gonna get the good vibes going again here. And you know what? When we're talking about with the game, right? And that's why I brought up with Al. And I know people like on X in general, Zach. You know me. I don't like to try to. You got to go behind us here. You got to go behind us. You're gonna see. This is. It's like mom's giving him a push. Mom's giving him a push. Rocco, it's perfect because you're like the height for that. It's amazing. Oh gosh, no, Alan, Rocco does not work here. But goodness gracious, dude, I cannot wait to get that clip. Oh my gosh. Rocco, toddler Rocco, no doubt about it. But
that was something. That was something.
So the reason why, though, we talk about all these situations about trying to change your mindset and try to relax, and on X, it's just so much to talk about, and it's so hard to talk about all of it. Like, that's my philosophy. But the main thing is, with a team that's struggling, you have to try to change your mentality in some way, whatever it may be.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be right. But for a team that's struggling to enjoy themselves, right? You got to find different ways to succeed. And right now for the Orioles, they're finally scoring some runs early. Obviously, they didn't capitalize there, end the third inning, but they got the lead. Now, Big Mean Dean is going to go out there, hopefully get it done here moving forward. Obviously, the Orioles need it. Try to salvage a win in the series against the Minnesota Twins. And we can continue to rock and roll. And Joe, yep, that's one of the mottos.
Yep, that's what we go by here.
Alliance has their mottos. We have ours.
This is a fun place.
It's a fun day, man. Really is a fun day, especially in a time where we saw so much. I'd like to say the last 24 hours, 24, 48 hours, a lot of frustration. Like it was kind of getting to a boiling point, maybe because Mike Elias was going on the media and talking a lot, and people were upset with.
Luis Castillo's an Oriole.
Luis Castillo is an Oriole, and Marcus, enjoy your meetings. Yeah, Luis Castillo is an Oriole, not the one that you
I was going to say the one everyone was expecting. We have the lead.
We have the lead.
I was hoping Heston or Coby was going to go big ball Earl Weaver special there because I was definitely popping this. That's why I brought it over here, and then they did it.
That would have been something. Micah's back on my side. I appreciate her. Well, she's like, I'm going to beat you in the race, but I'm like, well, can you at least like get Rocco?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I'm on a side. I feel like it's almost like a free for all here.
Yeah. Well, I want some allies.
I know is I'm not on Rocco's side. That's all I know. I don't know if I'm on his side, but I know I'm against Rocco.
The biggest thing that we just witnessed in this whole situation was that Rocco went over to get a funnel cake for us to try.
I was unbelievable.
And
I was curious why when he was like, hey, do you want anything? And I was like, no, we'll just do that to try. And it's like, oh, okay. And then he just walks over and he's like, dude, this looks so good. And he just started eating over there.
Unbelievable. Hey, since we got the game going on right now and it is a impromptu of what we're doing, why don't we, if we got some time and people are interested, we'll just open up until we close out. Want to do a few call-ins? We can just check in on the people.
Let's do it.
Let's do that. So I'm going to put the link in the chat here for our members. If you guys want to be a member of the Ryan Ripken Show, hit that like and subscribe button. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube and X. And as always, we appreciate each and every one of our subscribers, and we appreciate Alliance Material Handling. We're live here. They're celebrating their 70th, and if you're looking for work, this is a place that you should consider. 25 millionaires, man. 25. Over half of them technicians specifically, and that number continues to grow. I want to learn how to drive a forklift. I appreciate that. We do have some tremendous people that we're going to continue to work with. Obviously, we mentioned Merit Clubs earlier. One sponsor that we haven't talked about just yet. So before we open up the call-ins, it's a good time to make a quick trip up to our friends up at Charlestown Races, Hollywood Casino in West Virginia. Boom. And our sponsors up there at Hollywood Casino. Look, talk about good people. We're going back up there at the end of June to do another show. We might have a chance for some Orioles and Nationals guests. We're going to have the opportunity to go out there, just have some damn fun, man, at the end of the day. But you're going to have opportunities to win with us. Charlestown Races is only about an hour and a half from Baltimore and DC, and we enjoy our time. We always do a celebratory shot up there, and it can be on us. So come and join us there at the end of June. I believe it's June 28th. And Leia, appreciate you. Awesome show today. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. I did want to point out you are 1 for 2 on your picks this week for ESPN Bet, which, by the way, they got a new promotion that's rocking and rolling. But while I get that up, what is your pick for today? It could be a live one for the game.
No,
you let me know.
You know what? I'm sitting here, and I'm sticking away from the Orioles for a bit. We're sticking away from the Orioles. I believe I'm going to be under the kind of thought process of some guys just continue to work for me, I'm going Trey Turner, 2+ bases.
Little Trey?
Little Trey.
Trey? So 2+ bases tonight. So let's see if
Yep.
you can go 2 for 3 on the week here. And I got to look at one that I want to rock with. You know, I got a little frisky.
Part of me, so I'm not gonna lie, but like I was between Trey. I was going to just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman 2+,
Uh-huh.
because he's been a stud recently. But we're gonna switch up. We're gonna go Trey Turner.
Trey Turner. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look at my situation a little bit closer. But hey, if you guys, as you know, we appreciate Hollywood Casino and all that they're doing, and they are partnered with ESPN Bet. And this is the newest deal with ESPN Bet. You bet $10, you get 100 in bonus bets. And as a new player bonus, if you like ESPN Plus, well, the first 30 days is on them. You got to download the app, the ESPN Bet app. You must be 21 or older. If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or Rocco DeSangro for more issues. So we appreciate our friends at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Yeah, Shaq, a lot of silly string rocking around, but let me put into the chat for all of our channel members right here. Appreciate you guys. I know it's the middle of the day. We are watching the Birds take on the Twinkies, and it is a grind here. We are grinding away. We are seeing what's happening right here live, and I am going to the YouTube page and putting it in the post. That's where you can find the link, which is going to be up, Zach, in 3, 2, and whammy. I actually like doing this right now. Just we're hanging. We're
hanging out.
We're trying to pick up the energy in here. You've been so good to me. You know, you make me want to shout.
Shout. What did Kevin say? Jump?
Yeah, you make me want, or yeah, it was a jump. You make me want to jump.
Yep. Which is very on brand for Kevin.
Very, very on brand for Kevin. And there you go. Hey, Laura, you're having a good combination of hot dog with a topping and with
mustard. I like it.
With a condiment, with one condiment. But hey, you know, who would have thought that wouldn't be the first one in here for, you want to take a guess who the first caller is?
Oh my God. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? The more you know, he always finds a way on. Mr. Arkansas Joe. Joe, how we doing, my friend?
We're doing good, fellas. Looks like it's a party there. I mean,
It is a party here.
It is very much a party.
Like, we are having a party. And they are having a party. It's the fun week here.
So, I mean, you invited.
No, well, that wasn't
our idea.
Joe, come on now.
He crashed the party.
Yes, he did. He was one of those guys, Joe, that like he did say to me about like, you know, knowing Al Bumbry. And I go, buddy, do we really want to start there? Like, you think that I haven't spent time with the B over the years? He's my favorite BP pitcher. That's how I got that. I was locked in, Joe, when he threw me batting practice. So, and he's also just a great guy.
Great
talk to
interview.
me, Joe. Yeah, he's great, man. We got a lot more coming up.
That Earl Weaver impression, fire.
Dude, it is amazing, right?
He nailed Earl.
Dude, he is. I think what I've loved is since we've had some of the older players on, we got him coming up, like seeing it. Sorry, go ahead, Joe. I don't mean to cut you off. Floor is yours.
Now, if we just get the manager of the current Orioles to put some of those things into, daily reference, like what is it, the 30 good things they got going there? Maybe send Tom over there to talk to Brandon Hyde.
Hey, you know,
30 good things for the Orioles.
Hey, I love that.
I love that,
Joe. No, it couldn't. You know what, though? What we're hearing, Joe, is you got to find a way to switch it up. You know, and when you're floundering as a group, you got to find different ways to either get in a different mindset or get to a different place. And it doesn't have to make sense, but you need to find a way where people can rally around. And that's why it's great here. Great here to see that, you know, here they're buying into everything with the Orioles. That there's one thing about not saying a stale message. I don't want to say that because it's not fair, but they clearly need to have something that can help them gravitate towards. because it's a lot of just failures and frustrations constantly.
It is. And the sun moved on me, so it got a little dark. But
Oh, it's okay. It's, yeah, you look beautiful.
it is,
Incredible, Joe.
it is gorgeous today. It is gorgeous today. We're behind. Been a busy week, busy month. Summer came out at the beginning of the month, so selling like wildfire. I put out 95 cases in Walmart in, I don't know, 2 weeks. So yeah, it's selling pretty quick. Go get your White Peach Red Bull if you. It mixes good with alcohol. So I've heard.
Ooh.
Good stuff. Good stuff, Joe.
It's
Hey,
the
and
one
also,
with
by the way,
R in the beginning.
the what?
Yes, that's a shot at you, Zach. It's the can with the R on it, not
You know,
the C.
I try to support when I can,
Some people
Joe.
get confused.
I try to support when I can. You know, I try my best.
Hey, Joe. Also, yeah, I got you on. Hey, happy belated birthday. I sent you a message. It sounded like you had a good time, but
yeah,
face to face here. Happy belated birthday. You look so old now.
Thank you, sir. It's trip number 43 around the sun, so we're getting up there.
Hell yeah, man.
We went to the bar and watched the Hogs sweep Texas, baby. Nothing better than that. It'll
Nothing
be
better
great
than the horns
if,
down.
we take out. That's right. If we take out LSU this weekend, that will be fantastic as well. The only good thing to come out of LSU is Mr. Number 19. The rest is, Ben
Not a fan of the rest.
Everything else is not so good, but that's okay.
They're a good team, Joe. They're a good team.
And we're 2 weeks from the SEC tournament and 3 weeks out from College World Series. So looks like we'll be a national seed. Should be good to go. The softball team is killing it. They walked off Georgia last night. Bree Ellis hit a grand slam walk-off. Hard to walk her when there's bases loaded. So
look at that, man. Well, hey, we need some of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we get some of that energy in Baltimore?
Hey, it's happening this game, man. And Maverick Hanley got, I believe, his first knock.
Yeah.
Good for Mav, man. I'll talk about him after, Joe. Dude, he's a great guy, and I'll talk more extensively about him after because he was. I spent time with him, man. He's a really, really good dude. Really good dude. I'm just so happy to see him. Oh, dude, it's an elite name. It's up there.
Yeah, Maverick Handley is an incredible name.
We'll have one of our segments maybe after this on like just some elite names in baseball or former teammates. I got a few that pop up. But Joe, before we let you go, man, anything else on your mind or that you want to shout out?
We're just going busy. Got the Hogs coming up on LSU. Going to be a good series. And I don't really have any preloaded facts. They're all kind of written down. So I don't have
That's okay. Hey, what hat are you rocking right there, Joe?
That's a good day to be a hat. That's the Gary Williams Stole My Lawn Furniture hat.
Hey, it's a stylish hat, man. I gotta tell you what, it is one of one. I still got my my black version that well, you know what? I was gonna say could wear it for the trade deadline, but it depends on how you look at it. Last year, the trade deadline didn't go maybe the way that everyone had hoped, but that is a swag hat. And shout out Gary Williams Stole My Lawn Furniture. Appreciate those guys.
It'll go good with my O's are fine t-shirt that comes in the mail.
Hey, and we got with a little bit more of a little care package for the guys, especially got to get you to Baltimore, Joe. So we got some things planned,
we're working on it. Maybe September. We're waiting to see that schedule release and try to get a Orioles and a Ravens game in, get the 2-for-1. So we'll see what happens.
Hell yeah, Joe. Well, hey man, I appreciate you. Thanks for calling in. Always can count on you. Be good, be safe, and hopefully we're talking soon. All right.
Don't forget to go put your guess in for the day. Don't forget that. And
Is that
Zach,
on there right
Bullshit
now?
sheet out?
No, I
Yeah, it's out
didn't.
there.
I forgot it was a 1 o'clock game, Joe. Joe, as soon as it was a 1 o'clock game,
Oh my God.
we'll get that out tomorrow. You know.
Oh, it's easy.
We'll be back in it tomorrow. Jackson Holiday double play. Unfortunate.
Rocco comes around and you break promises.
I know it's because of him.
Hand in hand.
Because of him. It genuinely is. It's disappointing that he has to impact us. I always blame Rocco.
Always blame Rocco. Hey, Joe, appreciate you, man. Thank you. And I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Ruck Faco.
Hey, there's the motto that we all needed to hear. Appreciate you, Joe. Always good seeing Joe. And look, you know what? We got to change up the vibes. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're here for a lot of different reasons, but that's what this fits what we needed. This fits what Baltimore
This very
needed.
much fits what we needed.
Exactly what we needed. And Brooks, hey, we'll be chatting. I know you're coming up here in June. I know you got more of the hats. So, and you know what? I got to say, that's a nice smile you have, Brooks. It's a good smile that you have right there. You know, for the Orioles, they're talking about runners in scoring position, Brian. Zach's going to roll on by with the little bike here in a second. 1 for 7 already on the day. Ain't going to cut it. You know, they got to try to find a way to continue to battle through here. But I like the fact that the at-bats early on. And there's Zach. This is a tough go for you, buddy. I know. That's why Rocco got pushed. Yeah, go for a little spin. We got to lean forward. You got to lean forward. No, that's not leaning forward. Zach, that is so much. If I was gonna rank that, I'd give you a D-.
So much harder than you think. I'm telling you. You can spin the wheel, but it's not picking up traction.
Oh man. It is interesting. Hey Matt, thanks for checking in. Watching the O's game. Hey, look, it is they're having chances right now, but I like seeing that they are having better at bats just earlier in the game. Now, obviously, you don't want to hit in the double plays. If you hit a hard ball into a double play, I can live with that. If you hit a ball hard somewhere, that's always my motto. But the bigger thing is finding ways to get runs in. That's the name of the game. Cora, just another quantum wave function. I don't know why I like to say that out when it's easier to just say Cora. You had a Knight Rider big wheel as a kid, so you must be more of a pro than we are at this.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely not pro.
Have to be. I mean, I want to try this out here in a second.
It's harder than you. I was making fun of Rocco, and then I tried it, and I was like, "Oh, this doesn't move." If you
do, I try it out. Is there any? You know what I was looking at? You know, because I wanted to play some clips from the Michael Elias interview, but I don't want anyone getting so upset here. You know, I just want to enjoy.
Here, you want to try to get on the?
You want me to try?
Yeah, here you go on that, and I'll.
Yeah, and Matt, Al is a war hero, and he is he's really one of the most genuine guys you're going to meet. Great perspective. I love the fact that he was saying how much of a jokester some of the guys were, including my father. But he did so many great things, and he is still sharp as a tack, and he knows the game, and he knows himself, which is the coolest part here. Where are you going, Zach? Oh, what do you want me to do? Where am I going? So I'm going to try to ride this around. Try demo. All right. So you want me to stand up real quickly? All right. While we're waiting, Dean Kramer's pitching right now. Dean, there's one on, one out. Dino's on the mound. I'm now Dean. All right. So you want me to try this? You know how to drive this thing? No? Why to break this?
Was it hard?
I never said it wasn't hard.
Seems like maybe it's a little difficult.
Did I go in reverse? Nope. It's tough. Do I gotta lean back?
No, we were told.
That's what I thought. This is. I can go backwards. This isn't going well. All right. You can push that way. The wheel's not. You know what? I think let's get this.
Maybe that. Rocco, you come up.
Oh, it's this one for sure. We got it back. Here we go.
30.
Oh, look at that. This is not going well. Oh, it's the traction. Obviously, that's why I couldn't get going.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not good in here?
It's the traction.
I was wondering that.
Woo!
We're being told it's the traction.
Yeah,
It's not us.
That's
it's
what
the
I was trying to say.
traction.
Like, it's the traction. That's why I wasn't working out well. See, no traction on that front wheel.
Thank you.
You know? Just saying, you know? Kids these days. Well, we're back.
And
Oh,
Dino gets out of it. Still 2-1.
look at Dean. You know what? This is the thing. Like, we're talking about getting some vibes back here. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We are bringing some vibes back in here. I'll tell you what, doing that backwards and using your feet, good little ab exercise there. That might be a new one going to merit.
Yeah, we definitely have to get some better traction because I felt like we had something going, but we just couldn't move. But
Yeah, it's obvious.
it was that, you know.
It's obvious what happened here. Gary, do I try to? I don't want to hit Irene though. I didn't, Rocco. I didn't get my funnel cake because someone that was going to bring it over didn't get me one. No, it's fine. The moment's gone. We're good to wrap whenever.
All right. Well, we're gonna get you a funnel cake and then you can wrap. All right.
Okay, thank you. Hey, you know what? That's what we signed up for. That's what we signed up for.
I'm having so much fun just throwing.
I
this
haven't
confetti in
popped
the
this
air.
one yet.
Are we doing? Are we doing it at the same time, Dean?
Maybe in a minute. Maybe
If the Orioles score this inning, I think
little partay. And right now, around Major League Baseball, Texas and Boston. How about Texas, by the way? Fired their hitting coach. And now they are under 500, even after firing their hitting coach. You know, one thing, it's not always going to lead to your offense is going to get out of the rut. All of a sudden, what happened now?
Ryan O'Hearn just finds ways on base. It doesn't matter how. One infield single today, one hard hit ball that goes off the glove, and then down 1-2 in the count, get hit by the pitch. I mean, the guy's just is going to find a way on base.
Mm-hmm.
Mountie put one in the cheap seats here, and I'm popping this thing.
Dude, no one needs it more than Mountie right now. Give me another one. Oh, goodness gracious. Good overall day, though. A little bit different from our scheduled programming, right? But we're here.
A
We're
little
live.
bit.
We're here. We're live at Alliance Material Handling. They are celebrating 70 years. 70. And if you want an opportunity,
How about Ryan Mountcastle? Little double action.
oh my goodness.
First or second and third, no outs. This is the
So we're gonna have to come back every Thursday.
yeah,
Just the case.
every Thursday. And Ramon Laureano, we talked about a guy coming up to the plate 1-for-1 with a walk as well. Just a lunch pail guy. He shows up and it feels like he just finds ways to get done. I would not be surprised here at all if we see a sac fly to Ramon here. I feel like he is one of those veterans that he's going up there and he's not looking to, blow this thing open. He's not saying, I want to make this 5-1. He's going, it is important here, especially with how we're playing, to get a run across. So
you got to.
You have to, no outs, I would say. Best case, if I'm not sure where the infield's playing right now, if you could get a ground ball to the right side, get the run in, get the runner over, that's even better. Then you can score 2 runs without getting a single out or without getting a single hit. So
well, the thing is, and this is where I'm okay with not getting a hit and that runners in scoring position goes up to 1 for 8, 1 for 9, whatever it is, as long as those runs get in.
Yeah,
right.
No,
you got to find
up in that. Sac fly is not going to be
a sac fly, but if you hit a ground ball to shortstop and they're playing back, I know in that case, or it's a high chopper and they get the out at first. If there's any fielder's choice, that's an out. The point is to get the job done. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And Rocco ate this whole thing. What is this one right here? What did you get? Everything on it? Hey, thanks. Thanks, buddy. We are so back. Zach, you want to try this with me? Beautiful. And you know what, Matt, to finish it all off with Al, it is true, and Al making that sacrifice, and it puts things in perspective on everything you do in life, but specifically when you are put in a position where it is a life or death situation. And I think sometimes we look at it with sports, we want the teams that we care about to do well. You're passionate about them. But at the end of the day, there are bigger things. And you hope then once you understand that and you can take that into your everyday life, that's going to help out in the long run here. So, we might have one more guest joining us from behind the scenes here. Ooh. Since we got another call in right now, let's bring in our guy, the man, the myth, the Steve. Steve.
What's going on, boys?
Oh, we're having a fun day here at Alliance Material Handling. How about you?
Man, it is hotter than balls up here in Virginia Beach.
I love it. How are we feeling today, Steve? I know the Orioles, hopefully we can hold on to a lead here. Hopefully, but how are we feeling?
You know what? Eflin coming back Sunday. O'Neill possibly coming back this weekend as well. That's just a start. We got to get everybody healthy, and we got to start getting our stuff together, because the sooner we do, the better we'll be.
Hey, amen on that. I mean, here's the thing. This is kind of have to be the moving month. Not that the Orioles have to win each series or win 7 in a row. They need to string together some series wins, get into June with a little bit of momentum, get a little bit healthier, and then we're rocking and rolling and seeing what can happen here. That's the ultimate goal. So, look, it's not pretty, and people can feel like it's feeling like rock bottom, but they are getting better. They are grinding. And right now, though, unfortunately, that's 1 out. Laureano couldn't get the job done. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, foul out to the catcher is never ideal.
I'll say this. I'll give Laureano credit. He's starting to come along really well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, very much so. He's been a consistent guy.
Yeah. And I was actually surprised when I saw the lineup and Holiday in the 2 spot.
Yeah, how about that?
But then again, what was it? Sunday, he had a 2-homer game?
Yes. Yeah, that was Sunday, correct? Yeah, last game against the Royals.
Yeah. I think once Jackson starts officially figuring it out, good luck getting him out of the top of the lineup.
I think he lives there. I think I completely agree. I do not think this is the last time we see Jack. I think that is where he belongs long term. I was a little surprised with how quickly, honestly, they pushed him up to 2. I thought they were going to give him kind of slowly. You know, I know they worked him up, you know, from the 7, 9 hole up to 7, up to 6. But it still felt like I thought, okay, maybe they're going to still like let him go in the 6 hole for a month or so. But hey, I get it. You know, they need to figure something out right now. They got to get some sort of momentum going. And if Jackson can give you that spark, why not?
So here's my question to you guys. With Holiday either in the 1 or 2 spot, how do you set the top of the lineup with Holiday in one of those 2 spots?
How do you set them? Is what you're asking?
Yeah, top lineup. I'd go Holiday 1. I'd put Westberg 2 once he's back healthy, and I'd go Gunnar 3. Maybe Gunnar 2 and Westberg 3.
So you're moving Adley down to like 4 or 5.
Yeah, especially unfortunately with the way I know his expected stats and stuff and all that. I would like to, maybe right now take some pressure off of him. Honestly, because usually I'd put him 4, but right now I don't see how you take Ryan O'Hearn out of 4. So maybe you put him 5, Seti 6.
I was about to say, where do you put Seti?
Yeah, because that's another guy that if he's not leading off, where do you put him?
I mean, so like if you put Holiday 1, why not put Seti in the 9 hole? That way you have back-to-back speed demons if they get on base.
You know what I was thinking about with Seti? Seti was doing really well as an RBI guy. I'd be fine putting him back in the middle of the order, maybe at the 6th spot, 7, just because he's comfortable in that area. And overall, I think that that's an adjustment that they could make, moving forward. I don't mind Seti up at the leadoff spot, by the way, but if you're going to move Jackson up there, then you probably would have to move Cedric down. And I'm not saying put Cedric at the 2 spot. I think middle of the order or put him at the end. So it's that's kind of where I am. And as we talk about this, Steve, the Orioles do not get the runner in with no outs, 2nd and 3rd. You have a pop out, strikeout, ground out.
Yeah.
And I hope that's not a turning point. That is a thing as a team, like especially when you are the team that gets out of it, you get rejuvenated. I hope Dino can right now shut the door.
Kramer's been dealing so far, just the 1 run.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what I'll say, regardless of what happens the rest of the way, but I believe in our guy, Dino. He has given the boys opportunities to seize this game. He has done his job. He's done his job. And when the game stays closer and you feel the pressure, I hope for Dean he stays calm, because the runs, they are they're squandering really good opportunities. They're now 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position today, and they have 8 hits on the day and only 2 runs to show for it. So staying positive, good vibes, Steve. We're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out. Maybe. Who knows?
And before I get off,
how
about a little football news? Jadeveon Clowney gone from Carolina.
Yeah, how about that?
I would
back to Baltimore?
I would love it. You can never have too many pass rushers, especially someone who produced so. I mean, and he's so much more than just a pass rusher. His disruption in the run game. I know that you just got Mike Green. Obviously, you have Kyle Van Noy, but I would not be surprised if if it's a cheap deal. If the Ravens love their value, and I think they see it in Jadeveon Clowney.
I mean, especially putting him with, like you said, Van Noy, Beeks, Oweh.
Yeah.
That plus with that secondary and Starks.
Yeah. You can build a very, very, very nice. You continue to build a really nice defense with that.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Well, Steve, we'll see. Hopefully, the Orioles can find a way here to continue to battle, and then hopefully maybe we'll see a reunion in Baltimore with the Mr. Clowney. I kind of like the sounds of that. But hey, appreciate you, man. Stay cool. I got no AC still, if it makes you feel better, at my house. But stay cool, and I know I'll be talking to you soon, okay?
Yes, sir. You guys have a good one.
Appreciate you, Steve. And as we get ready for our last caller in, and appreciate everything, and shout out Merit Clubs as well for the opportunity with all of our call-ins and interviews. And if you're looking for that free 2 weeks, mayorclubs.com, Ryan-Ripken, we have it in here. I'll throw it back in there one more time for the one time. But for our last caller of the day, looks like she's driving or in the passenger. She's not calling in and driving. Let's bring on Laura. She's a responsible adult. Laura, how we doing?
That's why I have a chauffeur.
Love it.
Look, you know what? Doing it right. How are we doing today, Laura?
I was looking for the link because I was going to show you my hot dog slathered in mustard and onions, but it was so good.
Hey, you know what? It's whatever you desire. We're happy if you're happy with that. You know, I just like a good plain dog. You know, I like onions on it, but that's a topping. You know,
how do you eat plain hot dogs? I don't get that.
You know, I guess you don't really love the dog then. You know, if you have to put a condiment on it, do you really love it? That's what people tell me all the time. You know.
Okay.
That's what.
So, I mean, and as we all know that, you know, Mr. Derek Shelton has been relieved of duties in Pittsburgh. Can we just take that statement and put Mr. Brandon Hyde in there? Has been relieved of duties in Baltimore. We have some precedents here now. A manager has already been let go in the middle of the season. Can we get rid of Mr. Hyde?
And that was, I will say, that was a shocker to me because I don't think the Pirates, at least from my perspective, outside of Paul Skeens, I don't think that they had really were going to compete this year. So I was actually pretty surprised by the early firing from them. I didn't feel like they were like, we're going for it.
I'll be honest, though. I thought the Pirates the last couple of years were a quote-unquote contending to be a playoff team. So I'll be the opposite there. I thought that they had aspirations because their pitching was supposed to be dominant, and they're not. And also for the Pirates, they haven't been winning games. The one thing I'll say to Brandon Hyde, and this is why, whether people like it or not, Laura, having 3 straight winning seasons does matter. And I'm not saying if the Orioles don't, if they underperform and the season continues, he'll probably lose his job because that's the nature of the business. But when I compare the Pirates of what's happening to what the Orioles, the Pirates, they're not saying excuses. Excuses are excuses. No one cares if you're banged up. But the Pirates actually have like a really good staff. They shouldn't be out there playing the way that they are. The Orioles, you have your position players minus Westy and Cowser, and you're not hitting. And then your starting rotation is dead last. That to me is hard for a guy like Brandon Hyde when you have to throw who's out there. And that's what Mike Elias was saying. Is like, that's on me. You know, Brandon didn't select these guys. So, but I will say, Laura, if the Orioles trajectory continues and we're in mid-June and this team is struggling, they drop like 20 games under and there's no turn in sight, I wouldn't be surprised then if we see a move in mid-June. That's just my opinion. What I feel.
Okay.
What I feel. So, and as we talk about this big game Mean Dean gets out of the 5th.
Yep. Needed that.
Yep.
There you go. Just like that, Laura. What else you got for us? You're our last call in for the day. As we get ready, I'm going to try to race in those carts back here.
Make sure you do a special members only stream if you all race in the carts because we'd love to see that.
Well, you guys will be the first to see that video. It's that's going to be something.
So, go Caps in hockey. Caps game is tonight, I'm pretty sure.
Game 2, yeah.
Yep, game 2 tonight. So, got the Orioles on during the day, so we can all watch the Caps tonight. We like that scheduling. That's really all I have. It's just, with that statement coming out, at first we were thinking, are they letting Hyde go? And no, okay. All right, so enjoy your plain hot dog.
Okay. Why are we getting caught up on the plain hot dog conversation still, Laura? I mean, it's a known thing. What would you rather be me and have a plain hot dog, or be Rocco and be Rocco? Like, this is what I'm dealing with.
See, I don't have a problem with Rocco outside of the fact that, He's Rocco.
Yeah, I have no problem with Rocco either, except everything that he does. This is what you're seeing. What's happening right there?
Yes.
Yep, that's what's going on. And Irene's back right there. She's back. I'm in war zone right now. Kids. Can we stop?
Who invited
All right,
Rocco?
Laura.
All right.
I appreciate you. I'm sorry. This is why we don't allow him on the stream. But hey, guess what? The Steelers are looking really good, aren't they, Rock? Anyway, on that note,
His
appreciate
Steelers
it.
are looking good. His Pirates are looking good.
Oh, yeah. All's good. All's good. Well, Laura, appreciate you, okay? And we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Always a pleasure, guys. Talk to you later.
Always a
Appreciate you,
pleasure.
Laura.
And the last thing to close out with the Orioles, and I know with the Sheldon move, everyone's going to say, hey, make the move. I do think mid-June. I think mid-June, if the Orioles are really struggling, we're going to see some drastic changes. But hopefully they win this game, they go on a little bit of a run, and we can take a deep breath.
I hope.
Well, I hope so.
I hope
but you know
so.
what? I hope so. But we did our best job of trying to change up the vibes here. And a big shout out to Alliance Material Handling. Why? Because they're keeping the fun in it. And this week it is of their fundamentals that it's all about having fun. So if you are interested in what's going on with Alliance Material Handling, check out alliancemat.com. Got plenty of opportunities. They have over 25 millionaires, and they will pay for your training for technicians. And it's a great place to be. Honestly, I've loved the experience. The only thing I haven't liked is I've had to look at Rocco way more times than I usually would in a day. But other than that, it's been great. We appreciate it. Anything else, Zach, before we get on out of here?
I just feel something's going to happen.
Oh, goodness. Well, we can't do the music like we always do. Do. We don't have it. What do you want me to do right here? How do I get this going?
Doing? Hey.
Do I twist one way?
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2,
1.
This. I got a dud.
No, you did. You have to go the other way.
I did. We're out of here. Appreciate you guys. Have a day, have a night, have a great stinking weekend. We'll be back next week for a brand new edition of the Ryan Ripken Show.